I know it's kind of hard to see because of the angle of the sun, but it's getting to be the afternoon, and we've had a little bit of rain today, and this is where the flies get to be the worst. Look what Jamie sent out. She's on a Zoom call, and she couldn't help me, so she knew how hot it was, so she sent the boys out. Seriously, what does your world become when things like this get you excited? Hey folks, Lester here. It is a hot, blistering summer day, mid-June, and the flies, the gnats, the mosquitoes, especially in the afternoon hours, are just atrocious. So what I've done, you can already see that I've burnt all of my hay already. I like to make those fires for the babies to sleep around in the afternoons and at night, which in a way it puts a protective screen that repels all of those flying insects. But I'm out of hay. So I've reached out to a guy, and he has a whole row of old rolls of hay, and he's going to give them to us. He's going to let us have those. I'm about to go now on my tractor, start bringing those things home, and that will give us something to light up every afternoon when we start feeding up to ward off the pesky flying insects. It's a significant concern this time of year. You've seen our horses already wear the mask. Dixie, Dixie? And I know in every video you see you can probably see them now, just things flying around. Anyway, they get to be quite annoying, and even though I can put on repellents and stuff on me, you can't do that to all the babies. You just can't have a constant repellent on all of them. So this helps a whole lot, and I'm off to get some rolls of hay to burn. So first things first, I had to take off the big bucket here that I normally leave on my tractor. This is what I do most of my work with around here. And we're gonna go put on the hay fork, or the spear, as they call it. So this here is the hay spear. And this is how we're gonna go stick that hay and then bring it back home. All right, so I've come to a pasture about a mile from the house. And this guy had this hay rolled a couple of years ago. Not last year, guys, this is a couple of years ago. And it went to the flood of Tropical Storm Imelda. And because of that, you can't feed it. So it's been sitting here ever since. Yeah, just sitting here, rotting. And so I called and I asked him, could I have it? And of course he was curious why. And he goes, Lester, you can't feed that stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna feed it, man. I said, I'm gonna burn it. And I explained to him about the problem we're having with the flies and the gnats, horse flies, all around the back pastures. And he said, be my guest. So I am making these trips back and forth. You never realize how far a mile is unless you gotta drive it back and forth in a very slow speed over and over and over. But I digress. It's a small price to pay to keep our babies comfy. I am lucky I ran across this. I'm lucky this guy was okay with me having it. All right, so let's go home and set one on fire. All right, so I'm not going to leave this stuff stacked here for long. I'm only going to bring home what I need. And so I think I got about a week's worth of hay here. I'll go up every weekend and get me a new set. Look what Jamie sent out. She's on a Zoom call and she couldn't help me. So she knew how hot it was. So she sent the boys out with a note. It says Lester with a heart. And I'm gonna open the gate up here. Yeah, I don't wanna just bring this old nasty hay up and just stack it along the fence. Number one, it clutters everything up where I can't mow. But number two, listen guys, this stuff has mold and stuff on it, I'm sure. And I do not want, well, I don't want the kids playing around on it. Yeah, look at this nasty stuff. I don't know what anything is, okay? But this is flood hay. This hay was submerged so deep in water like mine was. And at that point, you can't feed it. All it's good for is to burn. So I'm gonna bring a roll in now. Move. Hey, I don't feel like playing your games. Go. Back up. Back up. Go. 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 Back more. 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 Well, this may take a little while. Go. Oh boy. I got troubles. I was gonna bring a roll of hay in here and go ahead and burn one. Go ahead and light it up. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I still got a little while before I start feeding, but I want to see how well it's gonna burn. But I can't do anything if I'm going to have these horses sitting here trying to get out. I do not want horses running around down the pasture. So I got to put these guys up first. All right, and this is exactly what we were hoping for right here. I just put a light to it. And as you can see, we got a nice smoldering smoke coming out of that thing. And yeah, this hay like this, man, because it's old, it'll smolder for 2 days, maybe even 3. I may have to turn it up a little bit, like get the pitchfork and kind of pitch around it a little bit here and there to reignite it, but it will smolder and keep this pasture free, guys. You have no idea how. I don't know if it's efficient or effective, but it's like that Raid commercial. Raid! And all the bugs scatter. At the mere sight of this kind of smoke or the smell of it or whatever, it just sends mosquitoes and gnats and horse flies and just all of those pesky things. It puts a barrier. It does. It puts an invisible, well, it's not invisible. It puts a smoky barrier over our pasture. And I'm excited for this. How, isn't that crazy when in life you get excited over things like this? Seriously, what does your world become when things like this get you excited? Yeah, it's true. Things like that. There you go, boys. Enjoy. There is a blanket of smoke from that burning roll of hay. Well, that smoldering roll of hay that has settled across this entire pasture. And even though the animals don't necessarily have to stand in the smoke, it doesn't matter because the smoke has already scattered all of those flying pests away. And so now they can graze around and eat in peace. Gracie can lay where she wants to lay. The horses can do what they want to do. The cows can do what they want to do, all here in this front pasture. And for the most part, all of the things that harass and bother them throughout the night have scattered just because of that protective smoke layer. And so what we do is I'll light one of these things up every 2 or 3 days. And once that one burns down, I'll pull in another one, light it up. And I should have 25 of those. So we can keep that going for the gist of the summer.